I need you to listen to this. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I just got off the phone with the police department. Do not go drinking downtown. The woman I was speaking to told me to tell all of my girlfriends about the influx and that's been happening here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is not safe to go drinking downtown. It's so bad that the mayor knows about it, but he doesn't want to make a statement because he's afraid it's going to affect tourism. What? If you are a tourist coming into the Nashville area, be safe. It's so bad. Do not go drinking downtown. If you live in Nashville, do not go drinking downtown. Please share this. Please tell your friends.
Something that I often talk about are the dangers of Nashville. And man, this is a very real thing. And you know what? Some people get upset when I tell these stories. But look, man, I feel like people need to know what they're dealing with.
So this whole downtown Nashville thing, I don't really know how to approach it on here, but I can definitely say it's a real thing. I know a bunch of people that have experienced it, and I've also experienced it. I had a really bad experience down there at Old Red where the bartender, I'm assuming, was the person that put something in my beverage, and yeah, it was not a night that I really would wish on anybody. The cluelessness, like, there was nothing I could do. And, you know, now I'm kind of ashamed to talk about that experience when it wasn't even me that, like, did that. Someone else drugged me, and that's not ever cool. So if you do come to Nashville and you're down on Broadway, make sure you have someone there that's got your back. And
sometimes people get upset when I tell these stories. It's almost like they don't want me to tell the truth. But I want people to be aware of what's going on in Nashville. I want people to go there and be safe. Because look, if people go there and have the time of their lives and they're safe, then that is a positive experience. But we've got some really crazy stuff going on in Nashville. And man, I'm just blown away by what's going on. I never thought that I would ever hear this kind of stuff. Who in the heck is doing stuff like this? I don't know. But look, I'm starting to see these videos, and they're being posted on TikTok because that seems to be where a lot of people tell these short little stories of what's going on in Nashville. And I saw one story where a young lady got into an Uber and then saw that the driver pull up his shirt over his head, or a mask or something, and then all of a sudden a gas was released into the car. And she is telling this story and how, all of a sudden she started feeling, extremely sleepy. And she knew she had to get out of the car. And she said to the driver something like, what, do you smell that? What is that? Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. And she literally had to jump out of the car and go run into like a local business and ask for help because she was so out of it. I mean, this is the craziest thing, man. Look, man, Nashville, it attracts so many people, so many tourists, and so many women. So many women go to Nashville for the country music. They wear their outfits, they put on boots and those ridiculous hats, cowboy hats and all this kind of stuff. And there's so many women there. And man, you got to wonder if traffickers don't realize that this is a place where people are getting wasted and they can just disappear them. Way back in the day, you used to hear a thing called shanghaied. And if a person was at a bar, they would get them completely hammered. And some bars had like a trap door. They could put the person in the trap door and it would send them down a chute, and they would get carried off and they'd have to work on a boat But nowadays, man, trafficking is such a huge thing. I mean, look, people are trafficked more now than ever before. And the reason, the logic behind it is this: you can only sell a drug one time, but you can sell a trafficked person over and over and over again. And man, the hell that these people must have to endure, and how many people are just, disappeared and sold into a life like that. And, they eventually probably just wither away. Eventually they just keep them sedated, and everything till they're of no use anymore. And then they just get rid of them. So man, crazy stuff is going on in Nashville. And I'm seeing multiple reports, like the video that I'm gonna, cut into this, at some point, or show at the beginning of this.
Okay, so the fact that this happened to thousands of people in this comment section, you guys, I am shook. I did not realize this was happening as much on Broadway in Nashville as it is. I do want to be a little more specific about my situation. So yes, I had 2 drinks earlier with dinner at the hotel, and then I had 2 seltzers on Broadway. Well, when I got to Kid Rock Bar, I did get a mixed drink, but they were so expensive for like a little glass, which would have been my 5th glass. Well, I had that. I sipped on it maybe for like a couple minutes. I dropped it. So I didn't even get to drink the whole drink. I dropped it. And so then a guy at the bar was buying drinks for everybody, but he was like, he was kind of older, and he told the bartender, hey, put theirs on my tab. It was me and Brianna, and I don't think it happened to her. But it did happen to me. And I had that other drink, which I held in my hand all night long, and that's the one Jason and I sipped on. So I don't know if that's where it happened, but I was at Luke Bryan's right before, and Jason Aldean's right before. I don't know where it happened. All I'm saying is, as much as I've drank in my lifetime, and even when I look back on the most drunk I have ever been, I have never been so drunk where I did not remember a single thing or how I got home or where I was that physically ill. Ever. And I had dinner, so it wasn't like this was a normal drunken night, and I did not overly drink. Something else I forgot to mention is this also happened to my mom. My mom was with us. Now, she did not come to Kid Rock Bar, but she did go to Jason Aldean's, and she did go to Luke Bryan's. And you guys, my mom drinks more than me. I don't mean that in a bad way. She drinks 2 glasses of wine, at least full glasses every night. She can hold her alcohol, and I've seen my mom drunk, and she's fun, and she doesn't get sick like that. That next morning, Jason called my mom and said, Lacey is so sick, she can't go to the conference, because my mom was at the conference with me. Her and my stepdad were at the same hotel. And she said, my stepdad answered the phone and said, her mom is sick too. What is going on? My mom was sick. My mom was throwing up. She had a fever. She was physically ill. So you guys, this is a thing that is happening, and I don't know what to do about it.
I'm starting to see these videos over and over again. And then if you go in the comments of this very video that I show in the video, you'll see that people are, chiming in on the comments and telling, this happened to me. These are women, over and over again, telling their story of getting roofied or whatever, something spiked in their drinks in Nashville. And this is so very scary. Man, I can't even believe that this stuff is happening, but man, it has to be, because people are posting videos on this. People are saying that the mayor knows about it. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but man, here's the thing, man. And look, people say, oh, well, I'll just keep an eye on my drink and all this. Man, some people are saying that the bartenders are doing this. I mean, look, man, this is super scary. And look, the case with that college student ending up in the Cumberland River, Man, I think it would be very hard to just stumble off and roll down into the Cumberland River. Who's to say that somebody didn't put him there? And look, we all know, everybody who's a local in Nashville, that Cumberland River is very unforgiving. And the current of that river, man, if you end up in that, you're toast. And man, I'm surprised they even found, I guess its name was Riley Strain. People are saying, man, what if it wasn't an accident? What if the person who did that to him is still out walking around? But all these stories of all these women, talking about, the vast amount, and people are naming specific bars. I'm not going to name specific bars in this, but I am going to tell you, man. And look, a lot of people in the comments, look, most people are saying it's happening on Lower Broadway. And that certainly is the target point. That certainly is where all the madness is going on in downtown Nashville. That's where the music is loud. People are having a good time. There's people, getting out of sorts, not paying attention to what's going on, walking around drunk, stumbling, puking in the street, and all this kind of craziness that's going on down there. But man, this is extremely scary, because they're taking advantage of people, and this has got to be rooted out. These bars where this stuff is going on, man, management, look, there needs to be a come to Jesus meeting. Somebody needs to do a compilation of all these videos, get all of the bar owners together, get everybody, and then get all the bar owners together, get together with the city and saying, this is going on. This is a very real thing, and it is going to be stopped. We are not going to allow this kind of thing to happen. Look, if you know something's going on, if you know there's bad stuff and bad actors going on in Nashville, and you just allow it to continue, man, then as far as I'm concerned, you're complicit in this. So something needs to be done. There needs to be a come to Jesus moment. There needs to be supervision in these bars. There needs to be security, keeping an eye on the drinks, keeping an eye on the bartenders. And look, man, if you've got to clean the entire bar of whatever, stuff that bartenders are keeping under the counter or anything like that, maybe do a sweep on that. And maybe, just maybe the bartenders need to be searched going on. Maybe people need to be searched going into these bars. I mean, look, I'm all for freedom, but man, something has got to be done. This is absolutely terrible. People are ending up in the hospital. People could be disappearing. I mean, look, man, there's a lot of people out there who don't have family. Maybe they grew up in a foster home and they go visit Nashville. I mean, it would be very easy to just disappear. But man, here's the other thing. Bad things are happening to these women who are getting their drinks spiked. The RAPE word is happening. They're getting assaulted. They're getting, assaulted in a inappropriate manner. I'm trying to keep this all clean for the algorithm of YouTube, but also let people know that very bad things are happening. And man, look, so here's the solution. Like I said, the city needs to get together with the bar owners. The bar owners then need to get together with the employees. They need to sweep the entire bars, make sure there's no, drugs coming in. They need to probably start searching their bartenders. They probably need to put a supervisor, at the bar station, just like you would in a casino, just like they'd have a casino boss keeping an eye on the casino. They need to have somebody keep an eye on these bartenders. If this is really happening, from the bartender, because a lot of people say this, watch your drink, keep your hand on your drink, all that. But man, a lot of people are doing that, and they're still ending up, not feeling right and leaving the bar and having to go. And some people are ending up in the hospital, or they're ending up in bad situations. Look, I'm sure there's plenty of times where there's some nefarious, jerk who goes down there and he's got a pocket full of something and he's looking for targets and he's looking for girls to look, man. Back in the day, in my LA days, we never had to do any nefarious nonsense like that. You just had to have, a little bit of game and go have a drink with somebody. And if she liked you, great. If she didn't, so be it. But man, people now are just doing crazy, crazy stuff. We never did that back in the day. But man, people have got to realize, and people need to be aware of what's going on. And if it's an inside job, if it's happening by somebody in the bar, then you simply can't keep your hand on your drink. You simply can't, oh, well, I just drink out of cans, or I just drink out of bottles, or whatever. Because, man, if it's coming from the source, then even that is not safe. The city needs to do something. The bar owners need to do something. And everybody in these establishments need to get together. Look, start a campaign. Start a, Drink Safe Nashville. And start an entire campaign of what you can do. Talk to the bar owners. The bar owners talk to their staff. Root out any bad actors, working. Because look, man, we all know, and from working in bars all my life, there was always, back in the day, there were bartenders who partied, who maybe have, something around back or, but it was never to give them to, or unknowingly give somebody something. Because look, man, bartenders, are looking sometimes to make a little side money themselves. But man, now is the time to make Nashville safe. They've got to root out all that stuff. There's people that are carrying in substances to spike people's drinks. That needs to be eliminated. People should be able to go to Nashville and feel safe. And man, I'm just blown away that this is happening. Because man, you know what? I used to like to go to downtown, and look, people in the comments are saying, oh, well, just don't go down to Lower Broadway. Don't think that if you're in, Midtown, or if you're in, East Nashville, that you're safe. There's no guarantees, because look, don't think that the people that are doing this, don't think, oh, it's getting a little hot downtown. It would be more stealth if I went to these other areas. So don't think the answer is for everybody to just start drinking in Midtown or drinking in East Nashville. Because, man, look, the bad actors are going to just do the same thing. And they could be anywhere. And, man, it's a terrible world when you have to worry about people doing things. It's already enough overindulging going on in Nashville. And maybe that's how these people get away with it. Because there's, people just assume, oh, she drank too much. But man, sometimes you could have 1 or 2 drinks and just get leveled because somebody has put something in your drink. Look, Nashville, you've got to nip this in the bud. You've got to stop this now. The time is now for a call to action. Drink Safe Nashville. That should be the slogan. And everybody that works in those bars, everybody that owns those bars, everybody should be on board. make Nashville safe.
Hey guys, let's have a talk about SA and it happening in Nashville. Yes, it has been happening. No, the news doesn't report it. It would totally mess with our tourism stuff here, so they don't. I'm in front of Barstool Sports right now. But it happens here. You girls that come down here, do a few things. Stay in pairs. Do not drink anything anybody else gives you. Watch what you have. Don't set it down. I know when you get down here and you get to having a few, a lot of things can happen. Just stay safe. This is a major city with a high crime rate. It's not cowboy boots and cowboy hats and sundresses after you leave this little general area downtown, all right? So y'all stay safe and just, keep it cool here, man. It's a fun city. Y'all just look out for each other, keep a buddy system going, everything will be fine. But yeah, there's been reports of it, quite a few from what I understand lately. So y'all just take care of yourselves, all right? And have fun this weekend here in Nashville, Tennessee. Take it easy, guys.